This week on the internet is a series where we talk about the topics missed during the week. And first up, we have the AI friend bot thing. So this company bought friend.com, which cost them $1.8 million, which was most of their $1.9 million investment money. So this company is now broke. And all they really had to show for it is a little pebble thing that goes around your neck that talks to you very weirdly. The advertising shows this thing listening in on conversations with people and then just texting you suck at games. And honestly, the last thing I want is to get a text saying I suck when I get killed in the game. I'm already molding, bro. So this thing costs $100, which is honestly kind of cheap. I was really expecting more. And it doesn't have a subscription either, which is also kind of weird because it's actually just too cheap. Like, this company is not making money off of this. And my first thought was they're collecting your data. They have to be. It's way too cheap. But apparently everything is stored locally, at least for now. I think in the future they're going to start taking people's data because it's too cheap. I would steer clear of this thing because something is fishy about it. It's a $100 one-time purchase. There's no subscription, even though it costs them money for you to talk to it. And supposedly all the data is stored locally. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. And next up, we have Tim Sweeny, the CEO of Epic Games, proving that he is lobotomized. So he tweeted this in response to Find My on an iPhone, which is basically a feature that lets you track your phone in case you lose it. It's a very useful feature, but this is what he said. This feature is super creepy surveillance tech and shouldn't exist. Years ago, a kid stole a Mac laptop out of my car. Years later, I was checking out my Find My, and it showed a map with the house where the kid who stole my Mac lived. What the F, Apple? How is that okay? Bro! He stole your MacBook from your car. What do you mean? If he never stole your Mac, he wouldn't be tracked. This is so dumb. Like, is this bait, dude? How are you the CEO of Epic Games when your brain is this tiny? Like, I think most people would be happy to know that they can track the thing that was stolen. Like, if this is some bigger argument of these companies shouldn't know where I am at all, fine, I guess. But like, that's not what this says at all. He's upset his kid's address was shown to him. But he stole your laptop, bro. He stole your MacBook. How is this a problem with Apple? I'm assuming he's having this lobotomized take because he doesn't like Apple, like a lot, because it's the only reason you would say something this stupid. Like, you know when you're in an argument with somebody and you're just really pissed off, so you say dumb things because you're really angry? That's like all I'm seeing here. Because this take is like actually brain dead. This is beyond stupid. And next up, we have some Game Pass games being leaked. The first leak is Atlas Fallen, supposedly coming on the 13th of August. And I don't know much about the game, but it's an action RPG made by Deck 13. So if you're hyped for that, you're hyped for that, I guess. And the Crash Insane Trilogy might also join Game Pass on August 8th. So we'll see very soon if that actually happens or not. None of these are confirmed. They are leaks. So we'll see. But if Crash Insane Trilogy comes out on August 8th, Atlas Fallen's probably coming out the 13th. That just makes sense. These leaks come from the same source. Also, please hit that like button down below and subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to hit 500K. Thank you. And next up, we have a Skibidi toilet saga. So, you guys might have seen, because it was kind of a big thing for a day or two, the creator of Gmod, Gary, got a DMCA notice for Skibidi Toilet, and it was from the company that is making the Skibidi Toilet movie. So, everyone immediately thought this was legitimate, and it kinda was. So basically, the creator of Skibidi Toilet wanted to take down not safe for work stuff related to Skibidi Toilet, and that is what he instructed his legal team to do. And there was a miscommunication at some point, and this resulted in a DMCA strike on Gary's mod, which everyone freaked out about when they heard about this. I thought it was actually just brain dead. Like, assuming this was legitimate, I was like, this is the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Your entire thing is Half-Life 2 assets, bro. So thankfully, it wasn't a legitimate claim. It was a miscommunication, and they have backed off. The original goal, as I said earlier, was to remove non-safe for work content, which, given Skibidi Toilet's audience, makes total sense. And next up, we have CrowdStrike being sued for their massive outage. Now, in case you've forgotten, CrowdStrike is a protection software for ransomware and things like that. It is basically a cybersecurity firm, and they make software to secure people's devices. And what happened is they pushed an update to Windows that got machines stuck in a boot loop. And this did have a fix, right? But the problem is this fix involved booting up the computer and deleting a file. So all the IT guys had to go around manually booting up these computers and deleting a single file. And this went for millions of computers. Things like credit card readers were also affected, so very annoying. And if you have a company with a couple hundred computers, this would have taken literally days. So in response to that, they're being sued. It's a class action lawsuit. It's a pretty big one. And CrowdStrike's lawyers have said it lacks merit because of course they did. Now, to be honest, I don't know how that's gonna play out. I don't know if they actually are liable or not, but personally, they are directly responsible for all these people losing money because it is their bad update that crashed all their computers. I don't know if legally speaking they're responsible, but if Windows updates and kills my computer, it's Windows' fault. It's not mine. That's how I see it. And next up, DrDisrespect has returned. And for some reason, he put a picture of him playing chess and the other person playing checkers, which is kind of a weird thing to tweet with his accusations. And I think this tweet sums it up perfectly. And next up, we have Starwars Outlaws. I want to say, I may have been wrong. I said the game was trash, and it might not be. A good amount of gaming journalists have gotten their hands on Star Wars Starwars Outlaws at least a longer demo. And some game journalists I trust said the game is doing a good job at what it's trying to be. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a benefit of a doubt and say the game might not be horrible. Ubisoft being the developer gives it no grace at all. It gives it no goodwill. So it's one of the reasons why I said it's gonna be bad. And for some reason, they gave IGN like the worst footage they possibly could have. Because the game doesn't look like a PS3 game per se, but it doesn't look good. And some of the textures just look unfinished. I still have low hopes for it, but it might not be totally bad. And next up, we have Spotify giving up on trying to sell song lyrics, which is like a good thing. This was so dumb to begin with. If you don't remember, a while ago, Spotify paywalled the lyrics function on Spotify, which was like really dumb. Because it's like, if you want lyrics that badly, you're just gonna look them up. Like, you're not gonna pay for premium to get lyrics. So I'm glad they reverted that, but like, dude, you should have known better. Come on, that's dumb. That's dumb, Spotify. That's really dumb. And next up, Match Group, the company that owns Tinder, has had a 6% cut in staff. But honestly, I don't really care about that. What I care about is the fact that there was a live streaming platform related to Tinder. Like, what is this? This is so dystopian. This is not okay. In what world should there be a live streaming dating platform? That sounds horrible. And running it has cost them $6 million a year. Like, they're losing that much a year because of it. Why would you even try this? This is so obviously a dumb idea. Like, have you seen what DrDisrespect did on Twitch? And next up, we have Valve enabling Steamdeck screen support for 120p screen. Now, this is pretty cool because basically a third party came in and made a 1200p screen for the Steam Deck. And it's something you can buy and install manually. And Valve added native support for it. So if you buy this screen, you can just use it. There's no issues now, which is like pretty cool of them to do. They didn't have to do that at all. It's not their hardware they're selling. It's a third party making the screen. So that's pretty cool. And next up, Intel is not doing good. So they have cut the dividend from their stock, which is kind of a big deal. A dividend is basically what you're paid if you own a stock. So if you own a stock, they pay you a certain percent of how much you own every month or so. I think they all have different payout periods. I could be wrong, but dividends are a big reason why people like stocks. So removing the dividend is kind of a big deal. It means they're not paying that out anymore. So the only revenue people get from the stock is it growing. And it did not grow recently. It tanked a lot, actually, like a lot. So yeah, Intel's not in a good spot, and they laid off 17,000 people. So yeah, Intel's not doing great, and they're probably gonna continue not doing great for a while because they sat and did nothing for like 20 years. This is what happens when you let your competition just get better than you. Like, AMD was behind for so long. They had such a head start. They could have held this so easily, but they didn't, and now they're paying the price. And next up, we have another Cybertruck fail. So, you guys might know Whistle and Diesel. I watch his videos occasionally. He's kind of funny. But basically, his whole thing is destroying cars. That's all he does. And he also does some other stuff, but he mainly destroys cars. So he bought a Cybertruck and then torture tested it, which basically means crashing it and doing a bunch of dumb things with it. And while towing the Ford F-150, they ripped the frame in half. Yeah, that's really bad. From my understanding, a tow capacity rating is usually to protect the suspension and or keep stability at high speeds, not to prevent the frame from ripping in half. This is really bad, and honestly, I would be very, very worried about how Cybertrucks are gonna hold up long-term from towing. Because yeah, this is an extreme test for sure, but if you're towing a lot, I have a feeling the frame is gonna get ripped in half regardless, because the frame of a truck is supposed to be like solid steel. That's what a truck really is. It's a body on frame vehicle, and the frame is like a really robust thing. It is meant to be very sturdy. So the fact that they could rip it off in a towing test is really bad. It does not look good. Personally, I think the Cybertruck is gonna have a total recall. I just don't see this thing staying on the road. It is dangerous, and the amount of failures I've seen from it are insane. So yeah, the Cybertruck is just a terrible truck. And if you want to see me and my friends make fun of it for 20 minutes, click the answers to check that out, and that's been the weekly recap. Like and subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter @spatnz1, and yeah, click the end screens. Bye!